hello everyone. Thank you for coming to the Math Club. Today we're going to have some of the DRP organizers, the Directory Reading Program organizers, talk about the DRP and also tell you guys how to apply and the changes that they have made. Should you guys introduce yourself?
So, my name is Alex.
I'm Frank. I'm Spencer.
And we are 3 or 4, 5 people that are organizing this. The first thing that I need to tell you is that I did a mistake. Because when I sent the email this morning, I said that the deadline is December 30th, but I thought that I was saying November. So I can imagine that maybe not all of you will wait until December 29th to apply, but maybe you don't do that. So this year we will be doing it in a more project-based way. We hope that the different projects that we will be offering are very interesting enough. We hope in some way that they cover enough distinct areas, and I think that one of the main things that we will be asking for is even if you are not fully convinced about one of them, just try to go for one of them. Okay? And they more or less represent, let's say, what the PhD students in the department, like the three of us are interested in. In some way, they also reflect what faculty would be interested in. By the way, you told me that there would also be 2 people that.
Oh, yes. Sure.
It's fine.
No, it's me and Fiona.
Okay. So, yeah. So, well, one of the main things that we want to tell you today is that we know that this year is changing, and that instead of maybe you going and discussing with the mentor what to do, you will apply for something, but we're still really encouraged to apply. If the project as it is stated, it's not something that you completely like, that's something that we can talk about, and especially once you're paired with your mentor, you should try to see this as a way to get paired with someone that you share a lot of interests with. At some point they will run out of things to say. So if you have any questions, please ask them. Yes. So we have already posted the link. It's up here. And oops. Yes. that doesn't work. Okay, so let me see if
I can change privileges. I don't know.
I can also do that. Oh, I didn't answer.
Wait, can you try it out?
Okay.
Wait, it's still like that.
Let me refresh. Okay, so in the form, we will be basically asking for a few things. And yes, one of the things that we should be mentioning today is how we base our decisions and how we choose who we pair with who. Some of the questions will be about what your interests are and what are your interests on different projects. And you need to, let's say, understand that when we make the decisions on who to choose or who to pair with who, what we actually are looking for are the answers that you submit afterwards. For example, we will ask you to rank the different projects from 1 to 5, with 5 being the one that you want the most. And afterwards we will ask you tell us why you want this project. Like that's probably the part that we will be like taking into account like the most. And then like that's kind of like the first part, and then we will ask about like your background, just to make sure that you have all the prerequisites to like these projects. The prerequisites is something that the graduate students that have submitted the projects have like grabbed. So it's kind of what they would be expecting that you know to start with. I think that most of them are okay. Like it's not like we're aiming for I don't know, say something complicated.
There you go. I don't know. I mean, it's like completely feasible.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And
Since a lot of classes are freshmen, you go over how can they search for the program they are using the website.
oh yes, of course.
For the rest of you, you can Google SVU, DRP SVU now on your laptop or your phone, so they can walk you through how to use the website.
And yes, so here we got the homepage. And here, if you click on this tab, you can see the different projects that we have. We hope that these different categories do not offend anyone. We added the algebraic geometry one so that like they will not like be put into algebra. But yes, basically we have 4 projects from algebraic geometry. And here you can see the descriptions. For example, this one about toric varieties. It's in algebraic geometry, and you can see like a short description of what the project will be about. And also like the prerequisites that we could be. We understand that some of you, especially the ones that like you just arrived, maybe you know already like many things from when you were in high school. So as long as before, as long as you explain well everything on the different questions that we have on the form, you should still not be scared to like apply for these projects. Yes.
Can you talk about the workload after they are approved for the program, like how many hours?
Yes. So the goal, like what we expect, is 1 hour long meeting with the mentor, and between meetings we expect something of the order of 4 hours. We know that your schedules, like it's something that you really need to plan in advance, so that's one of the reasons why we're running this program like a bit earlier. I don't know if you know it, but last year we used to do it like at the very beginning of the semester. So we think, or at least we hope, that by kind of like setting things in stone now, you will be able to like know better like what are the what is the workload that you will have for next semester, so that like you can really plan these things well, very well ahead. So yes, 1 hour meeting with the mentor and around 4 hours of prep work before going to the meeting. That's what we would expect. Of course, this can depend on many different things, like the amount of things that you know, and yeah, like maybe the mentor wants to like is willing to like spend more time than 1 hour. This can like shift like maybe half that hour like individual workload into like the meeting time. But yes, you should expect around 5 hours per week.
And what's the expectation of the program? Like, should those students do after, like, at the end of the program?
By the end of the program. So here we have a list of like past projects. And this can give you a good idea of what you should do. For example, let's say let's try with this one. From the Fiona did last. So Fiona last semester did a project with Jacob Laxer about the strong law of large numbers. And okay, I would say that the goal of this document is not to like include everything that you have done, but more like a summary.
Yeah, it's just one topic from the book.
Yes, exactly.
Quite an easy topic to write.
Yes. So yeah, basically like including like a report of what you have done. Like this is kind of the document that you prepare at the very end. Yes, and yeah, the goal is to like see like some of the results. For example, Fiona saw the proof of a strong law of large numbers. Yeah, I mean there are many other projects that can like if they will all give you the same idea of what we expect from the DRP. Like we have JSON that I showed that can be very applied for next semesters, and the writable algebraic geometry. Yeah, as you can see, both of them are 4 pages. That's more or less what you should expect from a report.
Hi. Or else it is not going to get
Yes. The most preferred option would be to give a talk, which would be like around 10-15 minutes talk, depending on how many people we have for the event. Yeah, but you are all encouraged to like also prepare a paper. In some way, if you prepare the paper, preparing the talk, it's kind of easy, right? Like you just need to like put things up together. It's some work, but you can just put things up together. And one of the things that we will do this year is like facilitate some templates for both the papers and the report and the presentation, so that it's even like easier. You don't need to like do everything. Yeah.
Also, just like to say the like end goal of the project or of the DRP isn't necessarily the talk or the paper, is that you learn something. So the whole thing is oriented towards that goal. So that's why we have the projects, because those are the things that the mentors think that they can help you learn the best. You know, they're the most experienced in. And then that's why we gauge your interest in your prereqs, that you can take best advantage of this, and why we want you to spend some amount of time doing it. And really, this stuff at the end is just kind of so that you can show what you've learned. I mean, it's somewhat incidental to the goal.
Just so I don't ask another question that was asked already. What has been asked?
Oh.
You can just ask your question.
Yeah. It's fine.
How do I know I'm ready for this? You know, like who should apply or who shouldn't apply?
I think all of you should apply.
Thank you.
On the form you will see like many things that like kind of I don't know how to say it, but like you will see that at some point you will ask what things are you interested in, so that you already know. Then we will also ask about what's your background, what's the courses that you have taken, and kind of like your motivation to do the DRP. It's not really about knowing a lot of everything. Like it's yeah.
I don't know a lot of Ontario.
What?
I don't know a lot. So it's good.
Well, I mean there is very few people that know a lot, and I don't know if I would put any of us with that list. Maybe special. But yeah, you don't need to be worried about that. Like that's fine. Like the goal of this project is to learn. Like that's yes. There is very little aside from that that matters. And then, as Spencer said, this is just kind of like to look good at the end, and so that when you like try to apply for an REU or like some sort of summer program, you can put it up, and they can get you. But yeah, that's the goal is to learn. Like that's.
Also, so like when you apply, I mean, if you want to, I think if you try the application, maybe that's something.
These are embarrassing. Oh, there you go.
Okay, can you go to the second page or do that?
Okay, so the first questions are kind of like routinary. We will be recording your email, but some people prefer to like receive their email somewhere else. This question matter for us, just so that we can know, like more or less, like how important it is for you. And it's not like we necessarily like give it to everyone that is about to graduate, but we try to balance it out a bit. Okay, oh, right.
Actually, what I wanted to say doesn't help. Can you go back to the website? Or,
Yes.
can you go to the projects?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so what I wanted to say is if you scroll down, just to continue on your question. So each project does have prerequisites. So some of the projects like algebraic curves and dimension and moduli have like a lot more prerequisites than some other projects. But I mean, I guess I want to emphasize that if there aren't like projects that you feel you're ready for and also interested in, like you should still apply because a good portion of the mentors who have applied so far didn't propose a project, so we'll definitely need to like assign people to mentors who don't necessarily have a project in mind already. So like if you see all these prerequisites and you're like, oh, this sounds really interesting, but I don't meet any of the prerequisites, you still apply and still mark you're interested in these projects so you get an idea of like, what you're interested in.
Yes, most of the mentors have applied, like have submitted projects, but there is a number that have not submitted projects. Yeah, that's why it's still good to apply even if you don't like anything. Like that's fair. But if you can still like narrow it down a bit and like say, okay, I would like this project and this other one, that also helps us. Even also so that we can like know more your interest as well. Also, I think that there might be like at least a couple of people that have already talked with someone to do the DRP. Is one of you here? You have?
Yeah, like not like really formally, like he hasn't like even told me like he wants to do it specifically, but he wants like he told me I should apply for it because he's doing a project with himself. Like
Okay. So if you have already talked with some of them, like there is a question in which you can put the name of the graduate student. So that's yes. Like imagine that some of you really wants to do a project with I don't know Nathan. Then you can just say it doesn't matter the project, just put the active Nathan. And we kind of try to make that happen.
Any other questions?
So if you select a topic that is different from the listed ones, is that like lower your, or like if you suggest one, but it's not in your lowest, would it lower your chances of getting accepted?
It might depend. If it's very similar to one of them, and we really like the application, we might try to do something. Yes, that's yeah. I think I remember. I will not say the name, but last year there was someone that applied, and we thought they had like a very strong application. But we couldn't, like out of the list of mentors that we had, we didn't have anyone who kind of like match with. I personally went and backed someone so that like that person could have like a good mentor. I think it worked pretty well. Yes, like even yes.
When does this take place again?
Next semester.
Next semester during,
Yeah.
is there a time?
From the very beginning of the semester until I think before the end, so that you don't need to come here and do a presentation before your complex analysis final exam. Yeah.
But the application deadline is this November 30th.
Yes. So one of our hopes is to be able to make a decision before winter break, so that you can know already. Since mentors have proposed projects, we hope that by you knowing more or less what you will need to go through, if you want to read something over winter break, you can also do so. Yeah, it's supposed to be better on both ends. Like that's our hope. And even if you don't get assigned to like any project out of this list, maybe we can still manage to like arrange a meeting between you and the mentor, so that you can like arrange something and know what things you need to read over winter break. So yeah, the hope is to be able to go kind of like farther than ever. Yeah.
But do you guys only accept the live students or because we have the non-undergraduates?
Oh, yes. Right now we have only sent it to math undergraduates. We are not picky about that. The only reason why we have not sent it to the other majors is because I forgot. But I'll try to do that. Also, I think that there is like a substantial overlap. I was hoping that things would get spread around enough so that maybe it was even like not necessary. But yeah. We will send. We will also send it to like the math, the ANS undergrads, and the physics majors.
So like anyone can apply?
Yes.
Like you don't have to be an
yes.
AMS or physics
Yes.
or
The only restriction that we have is that you need to be a Stony Brook undergraduate. Yes. Someone in psychology can also do it. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. We don't have. Yeah. We even had a master's student. I think doing a project.
Yeah.
So. As we will give preference to undergraduates. That's yes. This is for you. Yeah.
So like, do freshmen like normally get in? Is it like harder to get in for like freshmen?
Well, I think that according to the numbers, the people that are most likely to get it are second and third years. What is that? Junior and sophomore. Okay. Maybe the other way around. But you can still get in if you're a freshman. Like I don't see why not. Like you have already done courses over this semester, and yeah, if you like if it fits one of the projects or if you really like your application, then yeah, I think you have the numbers.
Like how many like total people like kind of get into the gym?
I think we're expecting to have 19 or 18 pairs of mentors and mentees. Yes. I mean, it might depend on since we are doing projects, if one of the mentors is willing to take more than one student, that should be fine by us. Like I don't think some people would be like very specific about having only one. Yeah. Yes.
Actually, I have two questions. So, who decides like the prerequisites? Like, is that something that like if you don't have it, the TA, like if you know you like will be okay, or is it if I don't have it, then like you like reject?
I don't think that not having one of the prerequisites will be an immediate rejection. I think that it will not even like. Let's say that there is a preference because of the other prerequisites that the mentors have put up, but I don't think it's like a really like a setting thing.
Well, I just want to like, we're not gonna not pair a mentor. We're just gonna pair all the mentors when we have enough people to pair them. So if nobody meets the prerequisites, we're gonna match somebody who doesn't meet the prerequisites. But they are important. I mean, try to. Some of the projects have fewer prerequisites than others. If you don't meet the prerequisites for some project, look at the others and see if they interest you. Because it's very good to have the prerequisites.
Because like, for example, in the mathematical general relativity, the only one that says like is required is math 3 to 7, and like my TA, like I'm only a freshman and I only have Calc 2 right now, but my TA told me like if I study it by myself, like between now and the start of the project, and like he will like also help me too, like then like he wants me to do that one. So like if I don't have like MAT 3 to 7, that's like comparable, but like if I study it, like
That should be fine.
I think it should be fine, especially if you don't worry about the graduates.
But just make a note of it on the application.
Yeah.
and then my other question was, is it okay if I'm only a math secondary major, not a first major?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. We don't be careful about that. I mean, I come from Europe, and the system there is very strong. Like, well, no, strong is not the right word. Very. I could not have taken any physics courses while I was a math undergraduate. I could only take math courses.
Very strict.
Very strict. Yeah, that's a word. Yes. Here, like, there is a lot of freedom. Thank you. So, yes, this means that like anyone that is doing a major in physics can also do a lot of courses in math. If you have another question.
Oh, no, I am.
So for all the topics oriented towards pure math, or there are like some that are more like physics or coding or applied math?
Most of them are completely on the pure math side. I know that in previous years we also offered more A&S projects. I think that this year we have one that kind of like resembles that.
Technology is needed.
Yes. So that would be the one that yeah, would fall more on that side. We try to think of this as an opportunity for you to know as well if you want to pursue pure math more. So in this sense, try to see it as a chance to kind of like find out about that. Yeah.
I guess the problem is, as an undergrad, there are very few opportunities to do much in pure math. Like if you've ever tried talking to professors, like I guess no one really does undergraduate research in pure math except like RUs or something. And even that is like sort of, like it's not sort of like the research that professors are working on. So part of the reason we have the DRP in pure math is because we want to give people opportunity to sort of be exposed to topics that are not just the topics that you learn from taking classes.
Are you guys running?
But
Are you guys running it?
yes.
Yeah.
I know that so far we have like projects, like finalists, but like I see a project that I really like. Forgive me if this was a question I was asked before, but would we have an opportunity perhaps to talk to them and make a project or applying for a specific?
Yeah, that's something that we could work on. Just write down the name of the people that put out the questions.
Is there like a specific question you have for the mentor or something? Or
Yeah, like a specific question.
you can just email it to the
Yeah,
DRP email.
Email us and we will do it.
And then we can like put you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told my friends about this because like I wanted to set them up, but like one of them was like, hey, I know they said it's all majors, but like for computer science specifically, is there any murmurs of topics on that? My friend, have you heard anything about that?
Wait, can you repeat it?
Sorry, fine. My friend asked if there were any like murmurs of a topic on in computer science or some computing.
Yes, I think it will be very unlikely. Almost impossible. That one of, I mean, yeah, right, like all of our topics, or almost all of them will be on pure math.
Alright, I'll let you know that.
Yeah. Yes.
That's confirmation.
Yeah, well, in some way, yes. Yeah. More in pure math. Who knows? But, yeah, one of our goals is to kind of like give you kind of a better glimpse of the different things that people care about in this house. Try to see it as a chance to see if you like pure math and what exactly.
Also, like,
Yeah.
is there space to like? I've done something very similar to this at my high school. Is there space to like just like send a screenshot in there to the Google form? Is there like a chance I can send a screenshot of something in the Google form?
What do you mean?
Like I've done some, not exactly, very much lower level. But I feel like it would help the application. I guess I can just include a link to it.
Yes, that would be great. Yeah. the answer?
If you can like upload it to Drive or something. And
Yeah,
then
the link.
then
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would be
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
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 Oh, there's a question.
For the prerequisite, is it okay if I've done it in AMS and not in
Yes, that's fine. The only reason why I didn't put the numbers in AMS is because I don't know that. Like I only knew the ones in math. So that's what we do. But yeah, it's completely fine. I think actually like in the form, I will not be able to go through it, I guess. But
We ask which MAT and AS
Yeah.
class.
yeah.
So it's like, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So there is also the option to like say what courses in AMS you can take. So if it's equivalent to like one of the math that we set as prerequisites, then yeah, for like yeah.
If there's a prerequisite that, like in the course, I saw an instance of this, but that you haven't taken, you're pretty comfortable that you know the content of, would that be something you would be able to, write in the prerequisites area?
There is a part in which you can like explain more about yourself, and you can definitely like write about that. Yeah, that's completely fine. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So if it has a prerequisite for a class that you're taking next semester, I guess how you guys look at that, right?
Well, there is an option to say what are the courses that you will be taking that semester. So yeah, we will be pretty understandable with that. Like we know that you want to like meet almost all the requirements. So yeah, as long as you're taking it during that semester, it's more or less the same. That's fine. Yeah.
So how does the DRP differ from like an independent study with the professor?
DRP could be seen as a step prior to doing independent study with a professor. It's a good chance for you to get to know the lessons in that area, so that afterwards you can like go and ask a professor for an independent study with like a much more like in a much more convincing way.
I think it's also like easier to get to.
Yes, exactly.
Because like there's only so many professors and no one
Yes.
takes it.
And there is also very important about it, which is that the mentor will also be able to give advice, and that also matters a lot. But yeah, also professors sometimes they just like consult us when they are doubting about something. Like if they wanna get like if you're asking to like be in a graduate course, for example, they will sometimes ask us if we know something about it.
There are also two kind of material differences. One is that an independent study you can sign up for as a topics course and you get credits for it.
Yeah.
You don't get credits for this. But on the other hand, we give you a book, which is, you know, it can be expensive and it's not usually included if you do an independent study with a professor.
We should say more about this. Because we didn't mention it.
Yes, so if you're doubting between going in an independent study or first doing like a DRP and then like enrolling in the independent study, then it's not only like that you will not need to pay, you will also get the book.
So like basically like
Yes.
for whatever project you end up doing, whether it's one of the projects that are up there or something you come up with when talking to your mentor, like basically we'll ask you at the beginning of the semester, like what sort of book are you going to use for this project, and we'll try to buy it for you. I think in the past the books have arrived pretty late just because of logistics. You have to like get the money through the department and you have to order the books. But this year we're going to try to get the books not at the end of the semester.
Well, last semester we already kind of like make it so that the books are like the books arrived a bit earlier than like previous years. Yes. I think that 2 years ago they arrived just in time for the final event, and last year I think we managed to like make most of them arrive like 3 weeks prior to the event. Yes, one of the other goals of doing like the DRP in this way is so that you guys can also have the books maybe and hopefully
can you do like multiple DRPs as an undergrad, like
Yeah.
over 4 years?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, with doing a DRP, like improve my chances of getting into a OAU or a graduate school.
Yes, I fully think so. Into an RU, definitely. And getting into an RU also improves your chances of getting into the graduate program much more. And I think that they are all things that they look very good. Yeah. Because it shows that you engage with the mathematics community of your university. And that's all things that the graduate programs are.
I mean, I think in general, graduate programs really like it when you do. I mean, this is just like speculation because like none of us have been on a graduate committee. But just from my experience applying to grad school, I think grad programs really like it when you've sort of done something other than take classes. Like if you've done like a DRP, or if you've done like an RU, if you've done like an independent reading with a professor, these are all things that look really good. It's something beyond just taking classes.
Basically, when a professor needs to write a letter of recommendation for you, you want them to know who you are and why they should write you a letter of recommendation. And getting to know them via independent study is like probably your best shot at doing that. Doing a DRP is kind of like a good introduction to what will come afterwards. So in this way, it's preparing you so that you can do even better in the independent study. So it also effectively, as we said before, increases your chances to get into an RU. And you learn along the way, so you can definitely know more about the decision that you're making.
Also, just from the broad perspective, the point of this is to make you better at math. If grad school applications have any validity, being better at math should improve your chances of them. But this is kind of relative to whether they have validity.
But yes, applications are strongly based on the recommendation letters. Like that's the completely decisive factor. It only improves your chances of getting a letter of recommendation. The same up, yeah.
It's like not like partnership related, but like, what do you like? How does like an RU or like DRP, like how much does that help in comparison to like, for example, like doing well on the footnote? Well on the footnote.
None of us, I think, yeah.
My guess, from what I've heard, is that, I mean, doing well on the footnote is definitely helps, but it's sort of like a secondary thing. Like, they're first going to look at, like, have you taken, like, graduate level courses, or have you done, like, independent studies and things like this. And if you've also done well on the footnote, then that's amazing. But if, like, that's the only thing in your application, then it doesn't weigh as heavily as, like, sort of other things. I take that with a grain of salt.
What is the footnote like for test?
It's like a I mean, if you get like first place in the footnote, then maybe what I said is completely irrelevant. But
Yeah.
But also, like, nobody knows, right? I mean, it's like probably program dependent. If you want to do the footnote, you should do the footnote. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you should do what you want because that's what you'll be good at.
I mean, I think that's good advice. You should only really do like, I mean, anything like footnote or like this or apply to grad school if you really want to. It's not like you definitely shouldn't do the footnote because you think it'll increase your odds of getting grad school.
I didn't know what it was on here. Sean, you should ask a question as well.
I am not one of the people who did the DRP previously.
That was a statement, not a question.
Wow, okay, Alex, I'll try.
It's fine.
No, I don't think I can.
Yeah, I have a question. So if there's a topic you want to do that, actually this might have been asked before, if there's a topic you want to do that's not listed, you can just email and just ask, can I do this topic? Because they're still grad students who haven't given their
Yes.
topics yet.
Yeah.
So, yes, so you shouldn't email us, like in the form, there is like 2 sections. So the first section is select which projects you're interested in, or I guess rate like how interested you are in each project. And the second section is like rate how interested you are in some various like subfields of that. So like it'll be like topology, algebraic geometry, whatever, and then you can say like this is what I'm interested in. And if you want to be even more specific, you can like of course write anything you want in like the last part of the application. If there's something you want to let us know.
One of our goals by doing this, by trying to do this much more in advance, is that we can also get to kind of like try to make as many people happy as we can. So by not having to do this within like a week, making a decision within a week, and like having like several weeks to make a decision, we are hoping that if there is a case like that and it's very similar to one of the projects, we think that you are the best applicant for that person to try to talk things with the possible mentors. Like these projects are something are only like something that the mentors thought that they could explain very well. It doesn't mean that they are not open to do other things. Like it's just what they could come up with. Yeah.
I got one. All right. Is there precedent for, or do you know anything about, or how would you feel about writing a recommendation letter, say, for an REU for a DRP student?
It's not something that we have done so far, but it's probably something that the mentors would know instead. My DRP definitely asked me for a letter of recommendation, but I think it didn't. But I think he wanted to apply for relevance in his second year, so I think it didn't work out for other reasons. But yeah, I think it's completely fine. Also, like even if I don't know if some of you was asking for a letter of recommendation to my advisor, there is a chance that he might ask, do you know this person? And if I know them because I have done a DRP with them, then I'll be able to say something more than, oh yes, I got them in this person. So yes. Even if it's not through us, like we can still kind of...
Right, you can still help, even if you guys can't officially write the letter, you can...
Yes, exactly.
So if there are 2 students that really want to do one project, would it just be like just one student gets a project and the second student gets like another project that they liked?
Well, if that was the case, and we think that all of them are like extremely good applicants, we might try to talk with the mentor to see if there could be a chance. I don't think anyone will have time to like mentor 3 different people, but I think that 2 is something realistic.
It depends on individual circumstances.
Yeah. It's a bit difficult to say. Like, just putting things on here. But we, as I said, like one of our goals is to try to play with these things as much as we can with time, so that everything can work well. Yes. Yeah, I gave the example of this person. That we found a mentor for. I think it worked out fantastically for them because they went to do like an RU that same summer. So yeah, we can make this thing work.
more questions?
Okay. We want me to share my experience about the DRP. So I have done DRP twice. The first time is my freshman year. The first semester of my freshman year, I was a bio major, and for that semester I only take AMS 210, like only one math class because AMS is my minor on that semester. And I changed my major after that semester, and I applied to the DRP, and I told them I want to do something about geometry or topology, and at that time they don't assign any topics to us. We just discuss with the mentor about the topic. And I was accepted by the program, and the mentor treated me very nice. I still remember the first meeting. They only require 1 hour meeting per week, and the first meeting we spent 3 hours learning like I think like almost everything you need as a pro skills for basically for MIT 200. And we start from the definition of the limits, and we push very hard to find the fundamental group of the claim bottle, which I think is a topic of MIT 530. No, if I didn't repeat it. And after that, I think I told all of my friends when I was a freshman, I told them I don't like analysis, but after the DRP program, I think the analysis my mentor taught me in that semester is really interesting, and I start to make the decision to move to MIT 320 after that. And I think my analysis experience will end at the MIT 320, and I took a DRP at the second time as my sophomore year. And I wanted to learn the stochastic differential equation, SDE, but I don't have the measure theory as the prerequisite. So after, I think we stopped at like 30 pages of the book, and I start here because I really don't understand what's going on after that because I don't know measure theory. And so the first half of the book is talking about the probability theory, which is something you should learn after measure theory. And we ended here, and we start to talk about the measure theory, and we also do some practice problem on the book for the topics of probability theory. And this helped me, makes me feel really interested in measure theory, and I took MIT 324 for now. And this program also helped me to find out I really want to apply to the probability theory program when I apply to the graduate school, which is the only topic I want to apply for the pure math area, and the rest of the programs are really for the applied math. So if you want to go to the graduate school and you don't know what program you will like, you should try DRP and try this several times. For the first semester, you just try one, and the other semester you try the other one, and you will end up figure out what you like the most. And for now, I can say that analysis, I like analysis the most, and I have a very specific topic I want to apply to. Yeah, and for the final project, you can only select one small topic, like I wrote here, because that is only like 1 page on my book, and I stopped at, I think I read 30 pages of the book. This is only 1 page, and you need a lot of previous definitions, and your mentor will teach you, or if you don't understand, you can just ask. And on my first DRP mentor, he also teach me a lot of things about algebra that we need for the algebra topology things. Yeah, so you learn a lot, and you figure out what you like after doing this.
Yes. So I also did the DRP for 2 semesters. I did representation theory of finite groups for both of them. And well, as Fiona said, it's a great opportunity to learn new math. I feel like my meetings with my mentor really solidified my understanding of algebra, because I was surprised at how smart the graduate students are. But yeah, I think the final paper and presentation are great ways to exercise your writing or presentation skills, because you'll probably be doing that inside grad school, or if you do an OU or something like that.
So yes, I mean, if you have more questions, please feel free to email us at DRP@math.study.edu. We'll try to answer as fast as we can. Then I will send another email reminding everyone, and also AMS majors and physics majors, correcting the deadline. That will be November 30, so 2 weeks from now. And yeah, apply. As we said, the way in which we can really value your application is by reading carefully the part in which we ask you to comment on what you know, what you have done, what you like, and what makes you a good applicant. That's basically what matters for us the most. If we need to compare someone that has all the fantastic prerequisites that we are asking for and even more, if not the entire project, but that then they don't put much effort into explaining why they are good applicants and why this project is good for them, we will probably give it to someone that explains this much more. Because from our experience, that kind of tells much better how well you're doing.
Yeah, one thing I also want to say, you will also learn how to use the test to run in the program.
Yes.
You want, yeah.
So even if you find out that the project that you signed up for is something that you actually hate, you will have learned that that's something that you actually hate, which is something very important, because you don't really want to get stuck with something that you don't like. And yeah, you will learn some other things along the way, like how to use LaTeX, Beamer. So yeah.
Any final questions? Okay, let's thank them for